Welcome to the Star Corner.
Yo guys, welcome to season 2 of the Star Corner with myself, Tariq Kenny. Firstly, thank you to those that have watched season 1. It's been quite some time. It's been basically a year. I've had to do a few things this year. If you've been watching the socials, been doing a few different things. Also, I've been keeping up with the study, so it's just been a bit difficult to juggle life. But thanks to a few people that have been DMing me and asking me to have season 2. We are here now with season 2, and it's gonna be epic as it always is epic. So what you can do for me, go back to season 1, watch from the beginning right down till the end, watch those episodes, subscribe to the channel, drop a like, drop a comment, also support the guests that I've had on my show, because every single guest that I've had on my show is somebody that, has had this motivational aspect to me. The reason the show is called the Star Corner is because I don't define a star by the amount of followers that you have, but I define a star by somebody who is emitting light. They are shining their own light, and at the same time, they are trying to be a light for others. And also, my name means the star, so kind of links both ways. And then also something new that I'll be doing, I'll be dropping all of these episodes onto podcasting platforms as well as the old episodes. But now to get into it with season 2, episode 1, I have none other than producer, engineer, youngsters, DJ, barber, entrepreneur, and so many other things. None other than Brandon Lee Courts, aka the Muffin Man. How's it, Muffin Man?
So I'm good and you, Tariq?
I'm lekker, bro. It's a pitchy cold here. I felt like, tucking me close here with a blanket, but yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah. Sun's out, but the cold is also out.
Yeah, but I got this thing. So like, because of my illness, and we'll speak later about you going to Red Cross. Because of my illness and having a kidney transplant and the tablets that I take, a side effect of it is that I shiver. So sometimes I'm not cold at all, no? And then I'll just be like holding a mic or something, and then people see my hand doing that, and they check I'm like on some other stuff. But I'm not, guys. I take prescribed drugs, nothing illegal. Okay, so I usually do something a bit weird if I notice something about a guest. Like, for example, there was one guest that I had on my show. I saw this guy was like sponsored by like this lotion company. So as I was interviewing, I was like smearing me with lotion. There was another person I was lifting weights. Now when I had the Muffin Man, I was gonna come sit here with a paar blueberries and chocolate chip muffins and no chow with you on the show. But then I like found out the meaning behind the name Muffin Man. So I was like, nah, I can't do that here. But you mind sharing with those who don't know how you got the name Muffin Man?
So basically it started, I got it in, this was grade 8. Yeah, I was experimenting on school with Dacha Muffin. So yeah, it was the first time. Yeah, I got it by a friend of mine. So basically, it was about the first interval. Yeah, that thing kicked in basically like within the next 3 periods. So I was basically acting up in class and stuff like that. And then by second interval, teachers wanted to get me right, you see. So basically came a bit to life, and I came, a bit conscious of what's happening around me. And then as I stepped out of the classroom, half the school was like standing outside there. So there was one bra, loudmouth, that knew the whole story. And then it was like, guys, meet the Muffin Man. And then that was it. So since school, I had the nickname that stuck with me throughout, and then it became my stage name also. Yeah.
Love it, man. Did you know what muffins you were eating at the point? Like, did you know what was in the muffins, or you're like, nah, or you just like a gimba that wanted to taste?
Well, I knew what was in it. Yeah. So like I said, I was experimenting. But I can say it was quite potent also compared to others that I've tried along the way after that.
Yes, yes. Since I mean, stick to all brand, guys. Stick to all brand and blueberry, man.
There we go, yeah.
Okay, so now most people know you as, actually people know you as a lot of things, but I think the one thing that you've been, I think I would say you're trying to push the most right now is probably, your trait as being a barber. Where did you pick up that trait? what was it that got you into wanting to learn that, and how did it start for you? At the beginning, did you maybe like cut a cut in somebody's cook? How did it go?
Uh, so basically, like we had a machine, man, at home. You see. So yeah, so I basically was cutting like my brothers here and stuff like that. And then yeah, then this was about say grade 10. I was cutting like my friends here, like in the area, in the Crawford area and whatnot. So you can say I've basically been cutting like since that period of like when I was finishing school. And then yeah, I finished school, and then yeah, basically I didn't have any job at that point in time. And then a friend of mine said, "Why not just go into barbering?" And then yeah, that's where I took the step of going to Shira's in Lansdowne Road. And then yeah, that's where it all began. Just bettering my skill, and yeah.
What is it most about being a barber that you love?
Well, it's just connecting with people. But I think what got me more attracted to it was like the outcome. So like people coming like with all this scruffy hair and like feeling like they want to be they want to be fresh. And then yeah, then once I put their fade in, it's like, oh nah, bro, it's like I left them with a good feeling, man. You understand?
Hmm.
So yeah, I think that's what it always remained about, is like transforming people, just getting to talk to them also. You know what I'm saying?
Love it, man. Love it. Okay, guys, you probably don't know, or if you do recognize the place that he's at right now. So when we had Shaney J last year, you in the studio right now, right?
Yeah.
So he's in the check there. You got an exclusive look at the studio right now, guys. So he's sitting there in the studio, and obviously another one of your big passions is obviously music. And I mean, haircuts and music go together. Like I mean,
Mm-hmm.
goes with the hip hop. You always see the rappers with the freshest cut right now, having the braids, etc.
Yeah.
But something before that, you were very much into baseball. So
Yes.
what was it about baseball, that gravitated towards you, and what was it that made you choose between sport and music, or how did that thing
Yeah. So yeah, so in my young years I've always been, into like sports. Played soccer, cricket, baseball was the most exciting for me, which I carried on playing like throughout my high school years. Um, but I think that it just boiled down to like a choice and like checking like where's the opportunity at, man. You see. So yeah, like I obviously went for trials and stuff like that. But I saw like it wasn't not that it wasn't for me, but like the selection was maybe a bit unfair. You see, so I had to like choose, and yeah. So when I finished school, yeah, I still played baseball, but I had to start working. You understand? So that was where the barbering had to, we had to focus more on that and become better at that. Yeah.
okay. How
See.
did you pick up the skills of producing, DJing, sound engineering? Because you wanted to study to be a sound engineer at the time, am I right?
Mhm. Yeah.
So
So So I had the dream also, like close to when I was finishing school, like to have a studio and do like recording and stuff like that. You see, so got the influence from the Americans and stuff like that. But I think it was more based on like expression. You see, like seeing like what I would say, taking like the history of what happened. Like if you say maybe from the apartheid era, and the effect that it had also like on us growing up, in Cape Town, and maybe not seeing the opportunity that how do I say that we maybe always wanted. You know what I mean? Like we've been living off hopes and dreams. So I thought like the music will be the only way for a lot of guys to express themselves. You understand? So I thought I would step into that and maybe like provide the platform, and that's what I'm still doing and up until today. Yeah.
what was well, before I ask that question, back then at that time, like you said, you wanted to provide a platform for others. Did you see,
Mm-hmm.
for colored people specifically, back then, did you see that colored people's type of music, did you see that it was gonna make waves the way that it's making waves now, or did that not look like
Well,
possible?
like I was familiar with a lot of Afrikaans rappers already. You understand? Like I mean, now we're staying in a time where it's like guys come like from all sectors. from all, you know what I mean, all parts of Cape Town, and where I would say like the whole English or rapping with the accent is also, you know, has come to play a spot. So I always look at it like, yes, there are guys doing it out there, but there's a whole other world, there's a whole other generation also coming up, you see, and it was basically to open like doors for them. You check.
Hmm. And learning the skills of to be, because there was there was a time when I tried, you know, like DJing and Fruity Loops, and I was like, nah, this is not for me. So because obviously I think back then like YouTube it wasn't so much like nowadays this past few years, everything
Yes.
you can go on YouTube. So how did you, you know, go about learning to actually DJ, to actually produce? Was it just about like practicing, you know, just trying out things, or did someone guide you through the way?
Yeah, so I had someone who showed me like the basics of using like Fruity Loops and stuff like that. Then obviously like went on my own, you know, like trying to learn by myself. And like you say, we didn't have like access to like watching tutorials and stuff that time. So it was basically just based off watching like American producers. You check like working like off the sample pad and stuff like that. And then I always just picked up along the way. It's not to say that I was like the best at what I was doing, but the more I did it, the better I became. Yeah.
Wow.
And then obviously from the production, uh, I would say it's been a few years in like performing, or not performing with youngster, just watching youngster and checking like with the DJ. Like I said, I could maybe also do that as well, and then I stepped into that also along the way. Yeah.
So the DJing, because I'm gonna get into the thing now of youngsters. So, but the aspect of you going to DJing, that wasn't like, you know, when you were starting out. So that kind of came like while you were after the meetup with youngster.
Yeah, exactly. I always knew I just wanted to be in the studio, you see, and making the beats and doing like the recording. But I mean, it wasn't paying much at the time. You understand? I was just basically making beats, giving it to guys who would record. I made a few mixtapes also at the time, and then with those mixtapes that I made, I actually played that for youngster, and then from there I developed a relationship with him. You see, and then yeah, I realized like if I could do it, why not? So I branched off also into DJ.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
You know what the one thing that really, you know, captivated me was the fact that in watching some of the things, neither you nor youngster are saying, nah, it's thanks to me that this guy, you know, is where he is right now, and you know, I'm the one that put him on the map. When I heard you,
Yeah,
you were like, nah, things changed around for me when I met youngster. But then youngster also says at the same time, I would have not been where I am today if it were not for you. And that's really
uh,
something amazing that, you know, you guys have that brotherhood right there. But before going
yeah,
to when you guys met up, I think it was in 2009. You obviously said now you were
yeah.
cutting hair and stuff like that. But youngster said something that you already had a name for yourself in the States. So before meeting
Hmm.
up with youngster, what were certain of the other things that you were doing, or was it basically just the cutting hair, you know, doing a few gigs here and there and what?
Yeah, so I would say like from the popularity of the name Muffin Man, you understand, and then like I was cutting hair, which means I knew a lot of people like within the community, you understand. So that did play a bit of a role in starting out. So I hosted events also, like we had album launches, but it wasn't really an album at the time, you understand. But we just came up with this idea. Okay, we call it an album launch. We made flyers, hosted the event, and then basically just pushed like each other's names and brands from the get go.
Sure, love it. What was it about? Because you guys, I think it was in a garage that you guys met in Ottery in 2009. What was it
Hmm.
about youngster? Like take us back to the exact time that you guys met each other, and what was it about him that you personally decided, you know, this is gonna be someone that you want to stick with, this is gonna be someone that you want to work with?
Hmm.
Because I mean, in the music industry and establishing a business, it's very difficult
Yeah,
to find that person that you're gonna want to work with. I mean, people establish partnerships, they break up within 3 years, but you guys have been together long, have done so many amazing things, and I'm sure that there's many
yeah,
things that you guys are gonna want to do in the future.
yeah. No, it's that's a good point that you brought up there. It's basically based on You see, like there was guys that I worked with. There was Mr. Mayer also being one of them. Um, yeah, I think it was a matter of just like checking like it wasn't gelling well, man. You see, the guys who coming, it was more of like chilling with a bottle, chilling with orca pipe, and at the time we I wanted to like put in the work. So I would say it was probably by the grace of God because like at the end of the day, I wanted this was something that I really wanted to do. We stumbled across each other at the party where we both didn't want to go to. You see, but we ended up going, and then we met through a mutual friend, and then I'll say it was basically freestyle. So on the night that we met, we basically didn't go to the actual party. We ended up just listening to the mixtape. And then he was rapping there, and then I was like blown away because like this I wasn't like hitting the best freestyle, but I mean it was definitely something that I would say I didn't come across. You understand? And then he was like, nah, like not arrogant or boasting, but he was like, nah, this is something he wants to do. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give up my time, and we're gonna see where it's gonna go to, bro.
Yo, to say something like that, I'm gonna give up my time and and invest your time into somebody else is just something really selfless and something that a lot of people won't want to do. I believe you
Yeah.
guys recorded 18 songs or something like that in 9 hours, and you didn't have the best equipment. Take us through that.
Yeah.
What was the equipment like? What did the quality sound like? Was there any struggles while you guys were recording?
You see, so I would say the only struggle was the microphone. So I was using it was a karaoke mic. You see, so in my short course at the time, my short producers course, they basically taught us about the dynamic mic, understand, which is the karaoke mic that we're using at the time. Um, basically, like saying that the actual vocal recording is the most important before the mixing and the mastering. So what you're laying down raw over the mic is your quality, where it starts from. So our quality started bad because everything was muffled. You see, so I think that was the only challenge because like his work ethic it was there. It's like shit 18 tracks in 9 hours. That was like okay, boom, record that, and this guy he would lay his chorus and then lay his verse, and then obviously like in the process, I would just copy the chorus over. He would lay his second verse, and this is straight. No, that's not like okay, now take me back quick. Like some guys will lay like 4 bars, and then they say okay, now I'm to record again 4 bars. You check. So I'll say that was the only struggle was the equipment. So we had a karaoke mic. I was using a PC at the time, and Inbox 2 Mini. This was like this was big at the time for sound cards. You see, so I was lucky enough to invest in one of those, and then yeah, after our first or second event, basically like just got another mic, which was a Samsung, and then that was where the quality improved quite a bit, and yeah, I won't say youngster was the I just say the problem behind anything. It was just a matter of holding like the sound, yeah, because his work ethic was on par. He like when he came to the studio, it was like, okay, boom, let's lay this track. Then bro, we wouldn't even eat. We would say, okay, nah, we're not gonna eat now. Let's do the next track. And I was like, okay, this must be a blessing, you know what I mean? To work with someone that actually came there to lay down the work, yeah.
Sure. And can people still find those tracks like online or do you guys not distribute them?
Not online. Basically like hard copy. I have some of the stuff also like on. Well, we have an old hard drive that we don't own anymore. As the previous manager has it. But like everything was on there, like from the first mixtape up until like the latest stuff. But there are quite a few tracks like Reggae Man, Lonely Stoner. That was stuff that we done like with the new microphone, but like the older stuff, yeah, we still have, but it's not online. Yeah.
Wow. Now, I don't know if people know this because this was quite early on, but you guys opened up for Lil Wayne. How was that experience?
Yeah.
Did you get to speak to Lil Wayne on stage? What was there any nerves on stage? How did that go?
Yeah, okay, for myself, yes, definitely there was a bit of nerves because this was like like a big stage, you know what I'm saying? We're opening for an international artist. Unfortunately, yes, a lot of people asked, like, did we get to meet him? But like some of these international artists actually have like that agreement, like they're coming just to do this show. There's no linking up with with anyone in between. So unfortunately, we didn't get to meet him, but to have that opportunity, I was great.
Yo, I don't know why some people do that, man. Like I feel like when, for me personally, if I had to be at that point in my career and somebody's opening up for me, I want to meet those people, just to give that word of encouragement and let those people know, this is possible. Because sometimes you don't know what a few seconds of your time can do for somebody, and people just take it for granted.
Yeah. No, but it was understandable, man. For us, I mean, we were just coming up in the game.
Yeah.
That's I mean, it's little away, and this man was worldwide. You know what I mean? This was before like the internet was the internet. He basically made the internet. You understand with his work ethic again. So yeah, no, like one day I hope it won't be the same for us. Like there's a lot of people that maybe want to meet or link with us. I still give up my time where I can. But yeah, it is the way it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Is somebody knocking there on the door?
Yeah, so I told them to wait, man. This is our time now.
Oh yeah, appreciate it. Okay, next question. So I know from experience of a few different things that whenever a person's on stage or you're about to do something, like most of the time things don't go the way that you plan for them to go. The people who's watching it might
Yeah.
be like, yo, no, that was cool, but sitting back here, a lot of things went wrong. For you as a DJ,
Mm-hmm.
especially performing at big festivals like Rocking the Daisies and K-Day, what is one of the crazy thing that happened or most embarrassing moment that happened? Was it like a crazy fan jumped on stage? Did something happen? Did you play the wrong beat? What? Share with us something like that.
Um. Okay, like I have fucked up along the way, but maybe not on the big stage. But I remember with Daisies, there was, I think it was the track that I was supposed to like play next man. So there was like a gap because I tried to communicate with the youngsters like, yeah, bro, kijk, what number is it now next man? You check. So you had to basically come to the box, and it was like like play, I think it was clear them. Um, but that was just one thing I can remember, and then another thing was I was searching for a track. Also, I was like, yo, yeah, I can't find, it's a track that I can't find over here. You check. So he basically just looked at me, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, fuck, what do I do? And I'm busy boiling up there, bro. But eventually I found the track, and yeah, well, everything played out smoothly. But yeah, along the way, there's been times like maybe I was getting too excited, you see, and then I hit maybe like the play button, you check, by mistake, like with my elbow, you check, and then like basically like this, there was no sound, you understand, even when I was still rapping. But then I played it off cool. I just looked at the text like, like, hey, what, you know what I'm saying? And then he basically just finished his verse, and it just looked like, like it was planned in some way.
Yeah, and yeah, that's the best way to make it look like it was planned. But sometimes things
Yeah.
you can't make. For example, for me, once on I think the producer at the Red Cross radio station was playing something. It was this motivational thing, and I was asking somebody to teach us how to run the disc. So I was like, yo, when somebody
Yeah.
teach me how to run the disc, I'm eager to learn. Like I also want to press these buttons myself. I don't just want to speak on the mic the whole time. And then they were like, yeah, we're going to teach you. And then she ran out. She was standing outside. And I'm watching this YouTube video. I'm like, wait, but this video is nearly finished. I'm supposed to go back on air like in the next few seconds. And
Uh-huh.
like some little event that they were having there with the securities were. And I'm signaling here. I'm like, come in, come in. But now I don't have time to run out to call her in. So I was like, you know what?
Uh,
Let me just show these people I've been watching. I know what I can do. Bah, press the thing, start talking confidently on the mic. Everybody
uh,
outside looks at me. Apparently, I shut down the whole live stream for like a few seconds.
hey,
The whole thing was off.
also.
Yeah, the whole show was like off for like a few seconds, and I'm talking, and then she had to like come and put things on. But yeah, all we can do is learn from those moments, man. Yeah.
Now for sure it comes. That's why they say it comes with experience. When you have to somewhere along the way, like fuck up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I remember there was a there was a show we did, but this was like like one of the first events. So we had a stage made with what do you call that wooden fuck, what's the name for it, man? With the wooden blocks, man. What's yeah the fuck I can't get to the name of it now. But anyway, so it wasn't a solid stage, you see, and like the stage was probably like 10 centimeters high.
Oh,
So we had the show. Now most of the people is like Brussels like that I knew, man. You see people like from the community. We performing there. Next thing the guys are on the stage. You see, on the stage jumping the stage broken, bro.
yo,
And then also the mic that Young was using was also breaking in his hand, like the cover was breaking, coming off. You see, so it was a bit wild, but at the end of the day, like everyone enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? It didn't look like you know what I mean, a pop show. We still put on like a solid moment of enjoyment for the people. Yeah.
yo, lekker. Anyway, moving to the next, the next business adventure and things. Mobile cuts, which I heard somebody described it quite. They were like it's like Uber Eats, but for your hair.
Yes.
Where did that? What
Yeah.
gave birth to that idea of mobile cuts, and what were the challenges of of trying to establish it?
Basically, like I was working in Lansdowne, the guy who taught me how to cut it. Mobile it wasn't a new thing. You see, like people done like house calls and stuff like that. But the way it started was I saw like I was obviously receiving more like for my time. You understand? So I would go to the barber. Then in the evening I would do like mobile. So I think like I just started taking it seriously because I was like, hey, I have the necessary tools that I have, and I have transport. So I just kept holding that up, and then I like just carried on with the idea because I was like, sure, I don't have to pay rent first of all. And yeah, you go straight to the person, and I was seeing like basically like double what I saw like at the barber that I was working at. So it's basically doing that, also like performing with Yang. And then, yeah, like the seriousness came like when a friend of mine approached me and was like, why not just make it like a thing, you know? And then we basically just sat down and came up with a business plan and then, yeah, took it from there.
Before getting into the idea of YGen Enterprises and everything that you guys have on the block, if I'm not mistaken, the name YGen it's got a bit of different meanings. Young generation, but also the question mark means
Mm-hmm.
why as to certain questions that we have in life. Why this? Why that? What were certain
Mm-hmm.
questions that you had on the come up? Say 10 years ago, and how has that changed from certain questions that you're having now? And for those questions, through your work ethic, did you manage to find any answers for those questions?
Definitely along the way, yes, I managed to find like and see actually what's happening like in the industry. So like my first thing was also like especially also with maybe like sport, man. You see, you question yourself. You say, yo, this bro was class at soccer, or this bro was class at this sport, but you see like other people making it, but it wasn't a lot of people made from Cape Town, man. You see, and a lot of people say we have a lot of skilled people here. So my thing was also we didn't see a lot of our people on TV. So that was where it all started also. I was like, sure, these guys, they maybe not as talented, but you know, they dressed in the best, they're appearing on TV. So that was maybe one of my main things, man. I was like, yo, how is it so? And then along the way, um, we basically watched so it's TD Black Keeping, Kendrick, J Rock, Schoolboy, and Absol. So we basically saw like this was at the time like after we recorded Young's first pro video with Dale Fortune Baggy. Um, we were like, yo, this owns like shot their own video. You check and they just put it like online. Man. So like at that point it was like, hey, maybe we don't need to go to the actual networks, you see, and like get our stuff played on TV. We got ourselves a camera. I actually shot the videos also myself. We
That
would
the
be
video that
walking
was shot
maybe
on
in Wynberg.
the iPhone 5.
No. So this was with another camera that we had, yeah, at the time. So I did like it was like three or four videos, yeah. So like in my garage, it was in the streets of Wynberg also, basically just going around, and then I would edit it on a movie maker.
Yo.
Yeah, so yeah, but so that was how it like what sparked me also, man, because I was like, yo, we looking at these guys on team, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, and this is stuff we can do, like, you know, in our own backyard. You understand? So yeah, it's basically that's with regards to the Y generation and asking the questions. You understand? Basically, like unfolded along the way. You understand? Like being behind the scenes, meeting like certain people and checking. Okay, oh, this one's done that and that, but it didn't maybe take so much or to do it, or maybe just a bit of more focus in this aspect. You understand? And then that's how we got into business also, because like just realizing, okay, we have like the ideas, the talent, and the ability. Is now it's just about getting the business up. You understand?
Yeah, it's true. I agree. Because so many things look difficult until you just break it down to its smallest aspects. And people always want to come up with some sort of excuse. No, I don't have the best camera. I can't do this. No, we don't have a studio. We can't practice now. We don't have this.
Yeah,
You can nowadays you can do stuff with your phone. There's people shooting. Look, and that's what I like. Lyrical Lemonade
yeah,
showed it himself. You can shoot a professional music video just with using your phone. There's people that shot movies
mm,
with their phone. You don't always need the best equipment. And sometimes when you
yes.
do those things, it turns out much better than the people that have shot it with like these expensive cameras. So the like you said now,
No, for sure. I still preach that to. Huh?
now you can carry on. There was just a
Yeah. So sorry, man. So to cut your word. So I still preach that to like the guys, like, because they always ask me like, how did I start? Where did I start? And I'll tell them I didn't start in a big studio. It was just basic equipment. You know what I mean? So all it took was like that bit of investment. Because at that time people were looking for like where to record, where to record. Now you find guys just have home studios. You see, they're recording good quality. So now it's just on the business side, you understand? Because now you have the product. So it's just a matter of, okay, now how are you gonna market it? How are you gonna get it out there? You understand? Which is what I tell a lot of guys also. It's like it's not nowadays not about how good you are or how skilled you are. It's a matter of how bad you want it, how much are you gonna push it out there, you see. So yeah, I think we basically got a good start also, like just taking advantage of the internet at the time, using YouTube and other resources, you understand? And like we were posting stuff on Facebook already, bro. You check like just pictures of us performing, getting. I remember the first one was like 12 likes on Facebook. So if you take a look at that, it's just like the consistency. Okay, showing people, okay, we performed here, we shot this music video. You understand?
love it, man, love it. And also like another thing, um, people are so fixated on likes and views nowadays. And you say 12 likes, and you sit here at home on your phone, you're like, yo, I only got 12 likes. But I saw this quote. If 12 people had to walk up to you today and give you a compliment, you'd kind of be overwhelmed by 12 people. But now, just because it's a number on your phone, 12 likes, you look at it like it's nothing. You got 100 views of a video, but imagine you were on stage and you were performing in front of like 100 people. That would be overwhelming. So we shouldn't let,
Yeah.
these numbers dictate to us our success on social media.
No, exactly, because at the end of the day, like we fed with so much content now. You see, so it's easy to just double tap and move on to the next. You understand? It's not like people's gonna double tap and they're gonna praise you that moment for, you know what I'm saying, for that project, because tomorrow there's now something else again. You understand? Then we're double tapping again. You see, like that time, okay, I can say things weren't maybe moving too fast, or there wasn't a lot of people involved. Now we have people from all corners. You understand? Um, and I think that's I don't put it. That's what made it hard also, or like in the time to saying now is because there's no rules. You see, if I come, I drop now a mixtape this week, I drop now another one in 2 weeks' time. You understand? I'm breaking the rules, but who says there are even rules? You understand? It's a matter of okay, we're gonna push this, and like you say, with regards to like the compliments and people like actually like DMing you or coming up to you and saying, "Yo, I like your work and stuff." I get one or two people that keeps me going. You understand? Because that just shows, yo, okay, now there's actually at least one or two people appreciating the stuff. You see, instead of having 10,000 likes on online, but there's people that maybe don't even come to your shows. You understand?
100%. Yo. And as I spoke in the beginning, you're now in the studio, being a co-founder of YJ Enterprises. For those that don't know, what is YJ Enterprises? What is on the I think the building's called On the Block, and what is the stores there? Like
Yes.
as a whole, what is YJ Enterprises for those that doesn't know?
So our slogan motto is aspire to inspire. That's where it all starts or boils down or starts from, you understand? It's basically just, getting other people to open their eyes, open their minds, and using their ideas, putting it into action, because that's the difference between hoping and praying and actually going out there to do something. You see, and I think that's why people always like respect like what. Okay, so basically like with regards to YGen, our motto being aspire to inspire. It's basically like just we've been like with ideas that we've come up with, it's basically like to open other people's eyes, and to get them to maybe also do something for themselves. Because at the end of it all, we faced with I wouldn't say problems, but like there's lack of opportunity, you see, and that's also a different time that we're staying in, where you can create your own opportunity. So yeah, it's basically just started from there, getting like opening other people's eyes, and then I think that's where the actual like respect also comes in, and like where people say, oh, we love what you're doing like here on the block, with regards to the apparel, like doing the studio work as well, and then of course like with the youngster himself, the gigs, events that we've done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, love it, man, love it. One thing that I've also seen on your social media, you often use your social media as a platform to promote different sorts of businesses. And another thing that I've come across from your character, you're very selfless and just wanting to go out there and help other people. Because I mean, I had Joshua on the show last year, and then Joshua said,
Yes.
Muffin Man was the one who taught me how to cut hair, and he just said pull through. When
Uh-huh.
other people will be like, no, I'm gonna charge you for this and that, you were literally just there, pull through, I'll teach you the trade. There's so many times in your social media I see you promoting these different businesses, and even going to
Yeah.
the hospital, that I would say was one thing that saved me. Had it not been for that hospital, I probably wouldn't be here today.
Uh-huh.
So going to Red
Okay.
Cross, going to different other homes, why is it so important for you to give back to others?
um I just think it that I've been blessed, man. You see, like with regards to like first starting with the cutting. I mean, like I say, with God, all things are possible. So for me, I just took it like, like if I can do it, why can't other people do it? Why is it that thin line between it being so unfair in a sense? And yes, people always ask me if I'm gonna charge them. For me, when I went to learn the kate, this was by like Shairas, but the guy who taught me was Uncle Shafiq Khanif. He was like, okay, I'm gonna just bring my stuff, and come. So for me, that alone was an eye opener, because I could have just been a struggling barber, But he actually taught me how to cut hair. So I mean, if we're going to treat each other like that, I mean, how far are we gonna get as a society or community? You understand? A lot of people are falling victim to, like catching on like other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's like crime, whatever the case might be, burglary, whatever the case. You understand? So for me, I just took it like if I've been like saved in a sense, why can't I help other people? You understand? In doing so, hoping that the people that I've maybe looked out for can also look out for more other people, and we'll grow as like the way humanity is supposed to be growing, instead of like pushing each other down. Because where we come from, it's a normal thing, to drag elkaar af. You understand? Say someone has a dream, and then you may be telling them, it's not possible. You understand? So I think that just comes from being blessed, and yeah, just sharing the knowledge with more people. Because at the end of the day, life's too short, like to just be in a position where you're gaining. You understand? At some point, you're gonna have to give back.
Yeah, I love it. And you actually really using your status, because I've met some people that use their status to look down on others. Like, God has brought them so far, and all the time they were saying,
Exactly.
or maybe on interviews and in front of the public eye, they'll be like, no, I really want to give back to people and I want to do this. Then you meet them face to face and it's one-on-one, and you're like, yo, what happened to that you were saying now? Like, why are you treating me so differently? Why are you trying to put
Yeah.
me down now? So that's one thing that I really respect.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time that I met you, even though it was like for a few minutes, I could really tell, this is some guy that's humble. You didn't look at me.
Uh-huh.
The way you spoke to me was just like you were a normal human being. You weren't like, nah, I'm the Muffin Man. I'm like co-founder of YGen and that. And that's the way
Yeah. There's no need.
I see. Yeah, man. I really
I
love it.
appreciate that, bro. Appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Right before we go to the close up, something that's been popping up on your IG live, Muff's World. Speak about Muff's World. You're
Yeah.
at season 3 right now. What is it? What is it about? Because I saw last week you said some artists can submit music. You're trying to get guests on there.
Yeah.
So what's the plan for Muff's World?
So yeah, it initially started with the music, because a lot of quite a few people are sending like this stuff through to me, like they want me to listen to it and give them advice. So like I've been doing that. People send me this stuff straight on WhatsApp and like, yo, Muffin Man, Mr. Muffin Man, can you listen to this? And then I'll give it a listen. I'll give them advice. But then I thought, you know what? With all these people sending me this music, and it's not even hitting like radio, or most of the time it's maybe not even getting as far as radio. I thought, you know what, just get the people to email me the stuff, and I'll act as a radio station. You know what I mean? Like actually listen to the stuff, and I'll say, okay, now this actually sounds quiet. Let me put it in a playlist. And then with regards to the topics, that comes from once again, like checking like who's maybe doing something positive in the community, or who's running a business that they started out on their own. You know what I mean? Like just creating awareness in that aspect. Because at the end of the day, I know what it's like to start up something. I know how hard it is already, you see. So it was just a matter of, like helping one another, because at the end of the day, like I myself might never know, okay, hey, I'm gonna need this, bruh. You know what I'm saying? His services or whatever the case might be, and it's actually unfolded in that way, like with I'll give mention to Weinberger. Um, he's actually up the road here in Park Road in Weinberg, so he makes like burgers and stuff like that. I told him about the project that I'm doing like for the homeless people. So like if I look at that, what this was actually today. He was in the shop and he's like looking at the lentils and stuff like that. And he gave me a call and it's like, yo, Muffin, I'm here. I know about your project that you want to do. And he's actually coming back to help me. You understand? So it's not something that I'm asking for, but it's just who I am. Looking out for people, because I know what it's like or how tough it is. Like I said, in the time that we're staying in, like there's lack of jobs, no opportunity. So at the end of the day, we just help each other. Yeah, I basically use Maps World for that as a platform. For and I like to say this: we must use our platforms to I don't say in order for us to grow. We have like Instagram, we have Zoom also. You know what I'm saying? Where we can link and share ideas. You know what I'm saying? And then just grow together. Yeah.
Sure, love it. You know what? You're gonna think I'm lying though, but I'm actually not. Speaking about Weinberger, so last night I was struggling to sleep, and I think I woke up like 1 o'clock or something like that. And I was like, nah, man, I saw this burger a while ago and it was like pumpkin fritters or something. So I was like, for some reason, I just listed taste it. So I was like, let me just go look at it. I literally searched, go on my Instagram, I literally searched wine burger. I was like, let me look. I was like, okay, nah, 60 rand. Okay, next time when I'm like in the area, I should definitely try it out. So, yeah, those wine burgers look lekker, jong. Yo.
Bro, nah, it's definitely one to go for, so definitely. You see now that alone, man, like knowing, like a lot of people say, oh, I heard of this. Now, what's it gonna take to go out there and support the guy? You see, now if there's no support, then the business goes to fail. Where's you know what I'm saying? Where's man gonna end up? You understand? And like with him getting that support, he's now looking out for other people. You understand? Which is the same for me. The bulk business was slow. Maybe wasn't earning that much at the time, but with the consistency and like the people supporting me, I was able to teach other guys who now are also giving back. You understand? So it's all like a ripple effect, man. You see, each one teach one. We're all gonna grow. We're all gonna do the thing together. You know what I'm saying? But if we're not going to support each other, then what's going to become of us? Yeah.
Yo, love it, man. Final question. The project that you're busy with right now, chat to us about the project, and also just in closing, speak to us a bit more about what's next for the Muffin Man, and what can you give us a glimpse of what YGen Enterprises has in store for us in the next couple of months or so on?
So the project is based on. So okay, I've worked firstly with children's homes. I did shelters like the even night shelter and stuff like that. Red Cross also. That was when I got my chair. I was like, hey, I need to go to Red Cross because my cousin was involved there. But this one now is going to the people who are actually staying on the road. You see, because it's totally different, man. You see, because they may be faced with something else. They don't even have a roof over their head. They may be dealing with drinking, drug problems, whatever the case might be. So that is my project that I'm working on now, especially getting people to bring like their own clothes, canned food, whatever the case might be, stuff that they're not using. You understand? And realizing that like there's other people out there that need it more. And then I was going to give them haircuts. So that's one of the projects I'm working on now. I'm still going to continue with the children's home and stuff like that. Because the more places I have, the much better the guys can become who I'm teaching. You see, because if you're gonna do less, your crops not going to increase. You understand, and especially in value. So that's about it for mobile cuts. With regards to YGen, there's nothing really big at the moment. We've just been doing like our performances. We have our thing going with Street Fever and the battle. But yeah, it's not the same as before, like compared to like before COVID. You see, so hopefully like things will pick up and we're able to maybe, I don't know, do something bigger than the block. But the block is where it's at right now.
Yeah, bro. Any final words of encouragement for fans out there, people wanting to, perhaps follow something similar to what you're doing, or just wanting to, aspiring entrepreneurs? Any words of encouragement for them?
So we must remember it's not an overnight story. I always tell people like youngsters made so much great tracks. He's been through so much interviews. He's shot so much music videos. And everything comes with the consistency, which is something that I also maybe lost and I had to pick up along the way. You see, because at the end of the day, we stay in the real world. Girls have to get paid. You have to make money, whatever the case might be. I was just lucky to have maybe continued to do what I'm doing now to a point where I'm actually able to make something of it. So I'm not going to say people mustn't always look at the money. Yes, make the money, but it's not about living that lavish life because we stay in a real world and people must always remember that like the stuff that they see on TV, it's all set. You know what I'm saying? Like these guys are dressing up fancy. They may be hiring the cars that they're doing. You understand? Um, and that all comes from what our industry is run. You see, so put in the work, put in the time, keep the consistency going, and always remember to do it with a good heart and have a motive. You see, that's one thing I always ask the guys, like, what's your motive with it? I don't care how good you are. The thing is, what are you gonna do with it one day? Come 5 years down the line, you're on TV, you're on radio. You understand? Because that's always the, how do I say, we get the wrong impression, man. You see, and I think that's also what hit me hard, because in the beginning it was like, hey, we're gonna do this thing, we're gonna have a studio, we're gonna have, you know what I mean? But it doesn't mean anything if, you know, if of the, how do I say, of the community is maybe struggling to get something out of life. You understand? So yeah, always do it with a good heart. And remember, yeah, to obviously thank the man above, because with everything coming, like your skill being built, all comes through him. You understand? Um, and yeah, man, there's nothing really else that that I can say. It's just, yeah, just keep the positivity going. Yeah.
Sure. Well, you said actually a lot of powerful things, man, and I hope that the viewer here will take something from it. Um, Last thing quickly before leaving, where can people get of you?
So on Insta, Muffin Man CPT. Yeah, I don't really use Twitter and that other platforms really. It's basically just Instagram, Facebook also. I just logged on there now. Is it? I think it was yesterday. Yeah. Um, but yeah, they can find me here in Weinberg on the block also. White Gentleman Barbershop. Yeah, in the studio. Yeah, I'm around, bro. I'm on the ground.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much, Muffin Man. I hope that you guys enjoyed episode 1 of season 2 of the Star Corner with myself, Tori Kenny. And as always, stay tuned for who I have next on my show, because who it is, I have no idea. Vita Huko, van die mensen wil julle bloody emails antwoord is. I don't know. We'll find out if somebody answers the emails who is next. But till then, we'll see who's next. Actually, I'm lying. I do have who's next. I have one person. You guys might know her, but I'm not going to reveal anything now. That's it. Till next time, we're out.
Away.